Okay, let's try again. And let me know if my voice breaks up or we are on the right screen this morning. Again, welcome to August 28th market update. Like I said this morning, again, we are touching, if you look at the ES futures on your screen, it's getting up there pretty high. And this is all, a lot of it has to do with what we expected out of NVIDIA yesterday morning. If you heard my market update, or you can even go back, the recording is there and you can check it out. That what did I say about NVIDIA, and that's exactly what played out. NVIDIA had they beat their earnings, and but they didn't beat it strong enough, and that's why the stock is a little bit down. But yesterday was down a lot, so it's making it up this morning so far. And we'll talk about NVIDIA in a minute, but let's talk about the overall market. What is going on in the market? Basically, what's pushing this market to the upside? What's pushing right now geopolitically? Everything is so quiet. There's nothing going on other than Donald Trump's tariffs, and nobody's calling Donald Trump back now. India is not calling back Donald Trump. He's trying to call them, and there are also said to be a few other countries that Donald Trump, they had no response back on the tariffs to the U.S. So, and they're not answering. I think they're taking India's lead, and I think they're ignoring Donald Trump. And I think the world is going to start ignoring Donald Trump very soon, right? So, and that is what's going on in the world. Other than that, there's nothing going on that is really going to rock the market. The market is looking forward to the interest rate cuts that's going to happen, but quarter point on the mid September when they have a meeting. I think it's on the 17th. I'm not exactly sure, but before that we have two data points coming out. We got the CPI data coming out and the jobs number. Jobs numbers come in the first week of September. And that's what Jerome Powell said he was going to look at when the Jackson Hole, if you guys remember that. He said now he's shifting his look at the jobs number. If the jobs numbers are lower, we are going to be getting at least a half of, not a half, maybe a quarter point cut. On depending if the numbers are really bad, we may even get a half. But we're going to see the CPI and the jobs report first. Okay, that's when our decision will be made. That is so far what's affecting the market. There is no other issues going on. Ukraine and Russia, nothing. Middle East, there's nothing. They're pretty much quiet. So the only thing they're going to take the market up. Market is going up. But one thing I like to say is still the market is getting overpriced. Okay, market is getting overpriced, and a little bit of I was listening to The Economist this morning. Little bit of this the Fed issue that's going on in the U.S. is kind of a little bit unstabilizing rest of the world towards the U.S. Economy. So if President Donald Trump takes further steps in interfering what's going on in the Fed, that might a lot of people outside the U.S. may lose trust in what's going on in the U.S., or they may not take the U.S. bonds, they may not buy the bonds, or they may not invest in the U.S. So that is creating uncertainty out there, but it's not at a point where it's got to a dangerous level yet. But if he persists doing all this, it could backfire on Donald Trump, what he's trying to do. So looking at the market this morning, everything else, basically NASDAQ is holding up 26 points down after that NVIDIA earnings. It's holding up pretty steady. I don't think it's going to go really skyrocketing anywhere, even though NVIDIA stock has recovered nicely from yesterday after releasing the numbers. So unless something really stands out, I don't see this market going anywhere other than the sideways or a little bit up because of interest rate expectation. I am looking at this trend line. If you see this trend line here, if it breaks to the downside, I will be short on the market. So as long as it stays above it, we'll trade it back and forth. But if it does get below this trend line, I am going to go short this morning on or not this morning, but whenever the price breaks below this trend line. So that's what I'm looking for. The Dow Jones 30 is holding steady, solid companies. Right now, I like the Dow 30 better than the Nasdaq. Why? Because these companies are solid in the 30. If you want to buy an index right now, I would buy this one. It has only 30 stocks in it, but this index hasn't gone anywhere since almost like a year. So it's been holding on pretty steady here, and the stocks with the interest rate cut, I think this will pump to the upside much faster. Okay, IWM, yesterday I told you to buy this ETF. It is popping again this morning. It's 236 bucks. The target is 243 on this one here. And like I said, this IWM is going to be the biggest benefactor of these interest rate cuts. Okay, so biggest benefactor, and I think it's going to go much higher because of all the small cap. And I told you reason why. Why? Because the small cap stocks borrow a lot of money at the current rate. They're not locked in rate, they're at the current rate. So if the current rate goes to the downside, there's lots of savings for these small corporations, which can take extra money, also borrow extra money to increase their productivity, right? So IWM is happening. So in 6 minutes, we got the GDP numbers coming out. Just somebody remind me just before that. If I forget, GDP numbers are coming out, and the weekly jobs report is coming out in about 6 minutes, and that will affect them. Especially the GDP will affect the market. Okay. So that is coming out in a few minutes. It will also affect the oil price. If the GDP is down, you will see oil drop. If GDP is up, this number oil should also pop a little bit to the upside. Why? Because if the economy is doing well, what are people doing? They're buying oil, right? They're using oil. So that comes up in about 6 minutes. What is gold? Gold is right now is up 18 bucks so far, and we're looking towards this trend line. If it does break above the trend line, like I said, overall, I am still in bullish in gold. I was only bearish if this trend line breaks to the downside for short term, but long term view is strong to the upside on gold. And if you have gold, guys, hang on to it for long term. It's holding pretty steady. And the Russell 2000 with the IWM, it is a buy. It's breaking out this high here. And same thing. With the IWM is a copy of this, all right? So it's going to go right to the top, hopefully 2532, and break that index to the upside. Volatility is dead pretty much. It's under 12. And this is what last little while, the volatility average has been around 18. Volatility has basically gone down. So there's basically nothing out there that is really affecting the market. Pretty solid. As long as this keeps going to the downside, market will keep going to the upside. Okay, if somebody looks at the VIX index, a lot of people look at this one better than other than the UVXY. UVXY is used a lot by day traders. Why is the UVXY used by day traders? Because it reacts much faster. Okay, it reacts much faster than the VIX. Okay, so it's 2 times or 3 times the VIX indicator. Okay. So that's why a lot of people look at UVXY better. 10-year sitting at 4.24. It's holding pretty solid. Need to get this to 4%. If it got to those 4%, that'd be great, because I do still hold those 3 bonds. I'm not selling them till this thing hits below 4%. I will get a lot of capital gains in that. Still holding them, not going anywhere. The dollar index is weakening a little bit too with that 10-year. Okay, the 10-year is weakening a little bit. And what happened yesterday with the put call ratios, it actually held pretty steady, right? If you look at here, the SPY, the triple Qs, they're a little bit to the put side, but very slightly. Still looking for this market to the upside, okay? Still going to the upside. So I'm still calling on the short term, the market will go to the upside. What's it doing to the Bitcoin? Bitcoin is waiting for the interest rate cuts. I think it's going to stay sideways. And that's when we do get interest rate cuts, Bitcoin should pop a little more to the upside. What's happening with everything? I just want to quickly go through the glance. I'm not going to talk about Forex market much, except for one. This is still going to be, if anybody wants to make money in the Forex market, I still think the Japanese yen is going to get much stronger against the American. and it will come get stronger, and that will the interest rates are also on the table by the Bank of Japan. If they raise interest rates, this thing comes comes to the downside, right? The Japanese yen will get stronger. Okay, and if the Americans drop rates, this thing gets stronger. So every possibility is showing chances of this thing coming down to the downside. I would say it's 80 to 90% in the next month, 2 months. So if you want to make money, I'm making a bold call on this one here, that this one will go lower. Okay, then basically when it goes lower, the Japanese yen gets stronger against the American. Okay, so 140 sitting at 146.92. So I'm making a pretty bold call on this one. I think this thing here gets much stronger. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about any other currencies. The Canadian dollar has basically made a nice comeback, and I'm looking for again for it to go towards the $1.35 range. So we do have those numbers coming out. I'm gonna go to those numbers. Where is my Forex Factory? I'm gonna bring those before you. See what especially the GDP number, guys, will affect this number. Well, we had 46 seconds to go. So GDP number is forecasted to be 3.1%. Okay, it's a little bit higher than the previous number that came in. If this number is hot to the upside, that means the US economy is doing well. Okay, if not, if it's lower, that means it's not. Unemployment number, this is a weekly number. How many people actually applied for unemployment? So we'll see if that number goes higher. That's not good for the market, right? Below that, it's good for the market. So we got 15 seconds. I'm gonna bring the ES futures up and see what they will react, how they will react. Okay, so ES, let's go to the 1 minute chart. Okay, so far it's I haven't seen the numbers. It's popping to the upside. Is the U.S. economy doing well? Let's see. I don't have the why do it so slow this morning? Maybe I'll look at the financials. I still haven't got the numbers. Okay, I got the GDP numbers very strong to the upside. That's good for the market. 3.3%. It's better than the 3.1% forecast. That's pumping the GDP to the upside. Unemployment number is almost the same. Doesn't affect the market that much. So it's not a whole thing looks pretty good. The numbers are good. The market should pop. Market should be okay to the upside this morning. So ES is good. NQ is popping to the upside, and that is good for the market, guys. So the U.S. economy is not doing as bad as everybody thinks. But just remember one thing. This is a preliminary number. This is kind of taking a guess at what the market is doing. Okay? So 3.3%. Why is the GDP number is up? One of the reasons that GDP numbers could be up is because the tariffs are up. Okay? That is sort of a false narrative that the U.S. economy is doing well. But anyways, it is showing the number good, and that's popping the market up to the upside right now. So, if you have it, you stay long. This is going to take the market to the new highs, I believe. If you, what is ES doing here? Did it break out to the upside here? Let me go back to the day chart. I think it has. No. I thought this is NQ. Why am I in? Yeah, it's sort of right there. It's tried to break up. It tried to break up there. It's almost there. So it's 6,500, but the way it looks like it's trying to break out to the upside, I think it will. So it looks pretty good. There's no other. There's nothing else is coming out. There's some numbers right there, guys. 3.3%, much higher than the 3% below, and that is really bodes well for the market. And this number is suggesting, if you want to know about interest rates, it's suggesting we shouldn't cut interest rates. Okay, that's what this number means. But Market is happy because the GDP number is up. The US economy is still doing well. That's why the market is up. So market's going to try to fight off whether they're going to cut interest rates or not. But this number here, I would not cut interest rates. But unemployment number is almost the same as what the forecast. This is a weak number. Every week it comes out. This is the number of people that apply for unemployment every week. Okay, so this is almost the same. It's lower actually than the last week number that came out at 234K. Okay, that is your preliminary GDP number. Okay, so that is, let's move that out of the way. Let's take a look, and that should push the market sort of hold steady or to the upside. So what is, and the ES futures right now are 3 points up. The NASDAQ is pretty much even right now. So let's continue. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the earnings. The first one, I want to take a look at it. Congratulations to all the TD holders, including myself here. The stock had great earnings out this morning. Look at the chart. This is a Canadian chart, yeah. It beat the earnings by almost 14 cents per share, and it beat the overall revenue by 1.87 million. This is very strong numbers. I was not expecting these strong numbers after all that fine in the US that it was going to do this well. But after we saw all the other banks come in this week, that's what actually led me to hold on this morning. If the other banks were not strong, I would have sold probably TD. But this is what actually led me to hold on this morning. And all you guys who are made good money on it, congratulations. Should you sell? I think it's time to take our profit. If this stock is closed at 105 yesterday, I think we should hit 107, 108, maybe even more. I think we should hit 108. The all-time high on this stock is 109 bucks, something like that, back here. The all-time high is about 109 bucks here. Can it possibly break that to the upside? But I will definitely be, if it hits 109 bucks, I will definitely be taking some profits out of this stock. Okay, and plus they also are paying $1 for a dividend as well. Okay, they said they're gonna pay the $1 dividend. I don't think they hiked the dividend, but still they made tons of money. I'm pretty sure that dividend will go up. And I also put that in the chat as well. So great earnings, fantastic on TD Bank. Any questions? Anybody have questions? And let me know. But let's quickly take a look at NVIDIA's earning. What is NVIDIA gonna do to all the chip factors? Remember yesterday this stock kind of pumped to the downside, and then look how low it went. It went to 169. That's 6% went up and down. What it kills this morning is all those option traders. If this stock doesn't go anywhere today, it kills all those people that took big bets of either this stock going to the downside or this stock going to the upside. So do you know how much risk is in the option market? So a lot of people think the options are very easy to trade. It's going to kill all the longs today. It's going to kill all the shorts or puts. All of them are going to be basically, if this stock doesn't go anywhere and it stays the same price as yesterday, all those puts and calls are going to be, and plus they're all going to lose that IV, all that premium. All that premium is just going, it's going to crush pretty much all put and call. That's why I don't play, guys. If I was going to play this, I would have played it for yesterday. That's it. I would have been out of the market. And if you want to play this option market, play it. I only trade 0-day expiries. Or if I bought an NVIDIA option, if I had played it for Friday, okay, if I played it for Friday, like this Friday's, it's tomorrow's expiry, I would have just closed it yesterday. It's not much, it's a lot less risk on like on the same day expiries. If you hang overnight, I'm sure these puts and calls really cost a lot of money yesterday to buy if anybody played it to the upside or to the downside. But both sides are going to get crushed this morning, both the upside and the downside. And that's why I do not play options, okay? So again, it's gonna kill them. And what effects is it having on the rest of the market? Let's take a look at the, not ADM, sorry, AMD. I wanted to take a look. AMD. AMD, what effect is it having? It's holding pretty steady at 167. All the chip makers gonna get, remember we talked about it yesterday, all the chip makers were gonna get affected. Anything to do with AI was gonna get affected. Guess what's gonna happen to all of them? None of them are gonna move that much, either to the upside or the downside. And it's gonna kill all their options as well. Okay, so I don't think the option traders are gonna have a good day from yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of them will be selling. Hopefully, maybe a lot of movement in the stock, maybe gain something, but a lot of them will be ending up losing money. That's why I like to stay away from options market. I only like to day trade. Okay, what else is going on, guys? Dollar General, great earnings. It is gonna. If I have Dollar General, if you have Dollar General, it went almost to 121 bucks this morning. It's still sitting at 116 bucks. It's up $7. Great earnings, great beat to the upside. Very strong earnings, guys. And if you look at the day chart, if you hold it from back here, this morning we're gonna be popping to the upside. I think it's gonna break this high. It's already broke this high this morning in the pre-market. Can it continue to the upside? I think it can. Dollar General, and my other largest holding is Dollar Tree. It's also picking up Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree earnings are coming out in September. I think it's going to break this new high, continues to the upside. Very strong, both of these stocks. And congratulations to all those who are holding from back here, and if you're still holding. And I hope this little dip didn't take you out. Okay, very strong to the upside performance. Okay, what else is happening in the market? The Dollarama from the Canadian side came out with earnings. This is, I think, is creating an opportunity to buy. To the it's sitting. It was 195, $198 on the top, sitting at 185 after the market yesterday. I put the transcript in the chat if you guys want to take a look at it. Why I think the stock went down. It barely beats its revenue per share here, one thing here, but it did beat the revenue really a little bit. Why this stock really went down? It's a debt. They issued a debt about 2 months ago that is costing them this earnings here, and that's why this stock here. If you guys got to read the news if you're gonna follow any stock, follow the news. So this company created debt 2 months ago, and it's costing them money to actually. The interest rates on that debt, and they're also a little bit behind in opening stores. They need to get a little bit jump on that. There are a lot of stores in Canada where they can still open up. They can make a lot of money at it, and they already admitted they're a little bit slow on it. And if they can pick up that, I think Dollar Tree, Dollarama here can go back to the highs. But I would wait. Just let it see if how low can it come. I would look for 175 bucks. If it can get to over 175 bucks here, I would be a buyer back to the upside. Is there any other stocks you guys want to talk about? Or any questions on the TD Bank? Or what are you guys going to do with TD Bank or NVIDIA or anything like that? So if you have a question, put it in the chat. If you want to talk about any
I think
stock.
IWM ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ETF for right price, right? Why ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ right price ਦਾ
I
now?
like even at current price. That's what you're asking me, Paji. If current price, say yes, you can buy at current price.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already up. It's going up and down. It's already. I said this yesterday morning. Just buy this here. If you bought, it was actually even lower than what the price is today. But anyway, the target is up here. So interest rate cuts. This is gonna take even higher. Definitely. Okay. Any other ones, guys? Have a question? Come on, guys. This is the best time to ask questions if you have any, or any stock. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'll talk about more trading stocks right after Harvey updates his market. So I will let him do the market update. Then I will catch up with you right after. And I have few stocks we still gonna talk about. Even the couple of days ago, that those stocks that I put out there, like VTLE, LITE, HST, APLD. and we'll talk about those, and we'll also talk about Lulu as well. The earnings are coming out. What we're gonna do with that? I think Lulu is a buy. Hanji, Hanji, question? No. Okay. I will see you guys in about 15, 20 minutes after Harvey is done. So thank you guys for joining this morning. I will let you know forward what I'm doing with TD when it opens up. Thank you so much.
All right, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well here this morning, ready for markets. So yesterday, I want to start off by talking about NVIDIA, as we did have NVIDIA earnings yesterday.